Well, hey everyone, Ryan here with a Selkirk package unboxing. So excited about this. We got our packing slip and Guarde tungsten tape, Overgrip. Exciting stuff here. I will leave links to all of these in the description below, but this is added weighted tape for the edge of your paddles. I'll show you kind of how I go about using this as well. That is a great way to go ahead and expand the sweet spot on any paddle that you'd be using. This is an example of edge tape. I've got a couple different versions of this. So I've got 20 millimeters and 30 millimeters. There's the 20 right here. The 30 millimeter would be for your Lux paddle or one of the Labs, I think it's the number, or Lab 003 paddle. That is the 20 millimeter thick, the Labs version of that. But this is what the 30 millimeter edge tape looks like in white on a Lux paddle. This is a demo that really, I buy a lot of these demos so that people use them very, very regularly when I go out and play. And I put edge tape on every single one of my paddles because when you're letting people use demos, they just get beat up really quick. And but just so you know, this has been used for, this set of edge tape has been used, I bet close to a month now, and it's got a couple different scuffs in it because this stuff, it's almost like leather. That's how it feels. It is very sturdy. It holds up really well on a court. This is not played on a gymnasium floor. This is played on an actual pickleball court. And so I do really like how I go about doing this. Now this is using a full package of edge tape. There's 3 strips in here. And so each one of these strips would be 35 millimeters long. And in what that means, I'm just gonna show you really basically where this would go from. So I take a grip off and I put a strip down. It goes to about maybe an inch off the bottom of the handle. That first strip would go up to right here. And then there's a strip that goes across the top. And so I'm gonna show you from my finger to finger where that strip goes across the top. So this is where that goes. You can kind of see it if I can get the camera up close. There you go. About that spot there. And then again, wraps around top. Now, when I set up my paddles, when I do this, just so you're aware, it's a great way if you do like the full edge look, which I do kind of like that on some of my paddles. That's really how I prefer it to be done. I do start with the tape at the handle and I work my way up. And the reason why is so that when I do both sides, so the left side and the right side of this, so that the top edge piece can be easily replaced. So that one can just peel right off the top and I can replace just the top one because that's obviously the piece that's gonna get scuffed up the most. It's a great way to go about doing that. If you are somebody who likes to enlarge the sweet spot on your paddles, I don't put tungsten tape on any of my demos because I just want people to have the original feel of the paddle before they would make a purchasing decision on that. But you go ahead and put that tungsten tape right on either side of the paddle. You could place it on the bottom for a little bit more control feel in your hand. You could put one across the top that's going to give you more swing speed. Kind of basic way of describing that is more weight on top, more momentum you're going to have. So it's a great feel for that. Here's another example that I would use for one of my demos, that the edge tape here. This is the Invicta Amp Lightweight. Love the color of this. I love kind of the black and white combo mix here, so that feels really good to have. And I just put a 20 millimeter edge on this one. So the 20 millimeter does fit on the plastic edge guard really well, and it looks really nice in my opinion. So if you were to put the 30 millimeter thick, it's gonna wrap around that entire lip, and that black would not be there if I was using the white 30 millimeter thick. And so I really do just overall appreciate the look of this, as well as it will save your paddles from being beat up. And some people would wonder, like, well, the edge of the paddle is still exposed. Yes, it is, but it's not bad, is what I'm getting at. And so I haven't had, my paddles, my demos have all held up really well because of the edge tape. So I do love that a lot. Here's my personal Lux that I use. This is, again, the 20 millimeter thick edge tape on the Lux, which is a 20 millimeter thick paddle. So again, 20 millimeter thick edge tape. And I use this 3-4 times a week on the average basis if I'm not playing singles. If I'm playing singles, I use the Power Air version of this paddle, which is just fabulous. Again, So I primarily buy the 20mm thick edge tape unless I am taping up my demo paddles, because my demo paddles, I do want the edge to be fully wrapped around, which is nice. But for the Luxe on my own, again, I'm not gonna be hitting the edge of my paddle ever. And so if I do barely touch the bottom of a court, it's gonna be on the top here. So the way that I set up my edge tape is really simple. Starting at the bottom, I work my way up so it's just straight. And then I put it on both sides first. So I do that on both sides. And then I do a wrap on the top so that, for example, so this one's it's got a nice scuff right there. On that spot there, it's really simple just to replace that one top piece. Makes it really easy and efficient. Now on all my paddles as well, the other thing I wanted to share would have been the Tacky Overgrips. These are so great to have. Now, a lot of people refuse to buy these because they think that it's not as nice of a grip as, say, the Vanguard grips, which is probably true. I mean, these are, I don't know, 10 or something. I'll put the cost in the description as well, but these are a lot more expensive for just one wrap than the Overgrips. The Overgrips come with 3 different Overgrips. So what I like to do is very carefully remove the grip while keeping the integrity of the grip in place. So I lay it out on a table. I put an Overgrip on the handle itself. That is, it's just the raw paddle with no grip on it. I put the Overgrip on, and then I rewrap it with the actual grip that it comes with. So that is a really nice way to go about doing it. So I would really recommend doing that too. This, all of the Luxe paddles do come with a white grip. And so what I did with this is you can just purchase these grips extra. So I pulled that white grip off of this paddle originally, and I put it on to one of my demos. And so again, an Overgrip is underneath this grip. These grips are just so much nicer to use. They last way longer, and so you just don't have to worry about that. So that's a high recommendation, of course. It's a long video. You can see some of my different wraps on my paddles and my handles, and there you go.